group that I had in my in the small group time, it's my highest group with a higher Lexile. We have students that have a higher Lexile all the way to 800 and 750. And because it is a new month, I try to introduce them the stretch article. And the reason why I chose the students is because the type of questions that they receive from Achieve has changed. The wording has changed, and they need to be aware of how, for example, we touched today we touched main idea. They have to understand the new type of formatting in the grammar, the new strategies, and they are receiving other type of questions when it comes to nonfiction. As you could see, they were actually using the graphic organizer, and they had to discover what was the main idea and the details to support the main idea. Let's go to the vocabulary that it's at the back of your page. And who wants to read the first word for vocabulary? Brisa?
Commuter.
Commuter. Could you read the definition?
Someone who travels to and from work.
Someone who travels to and from work. So I'm a commuter because I have to come to school every day. Are you a commuter?
Yes.
Yes. I have to work, you have to study. So both of us are commuters. Christopher, can you read the second word?
Hazardous.
Hazardous. What does that mean? Hazardous.
Risky.
Dangerous or risky. Samantha, can you read the other word?
Abstract.
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 Mm-hmm.
To get in the way or prevent something from happening.
Good. Aaron, can you read the next word?
Suspension bleach, a bleach that is held up or suspended by strong cables which are usually attached to towers.
Now from the article, which is the suspension bridge?
Golden Gate
The
Bridge.
Golden Gate Bridge. And then we have one more that is resident. Everyone say resident.
Resident.
Resident is someone who lives in a particular place, right? Now, we're going to discover something because we need to read the stretch article. We're going to read our stretch article with a couple of paragraphs to fill out our graphic organizer. What I want you to do is highlight your title. Let's highlight our title. Christopher, can you read the title for us?
Leaders to bikers. Slow down.
Don't forget that we already spoke what's a leader, what's a biker, and they want them to slow down. Now we have our picture, okay? And we had the caption. You have a different caption because you are doing the stretch article. So, Samantha, can you read the caption?
City officials in San Francisco want to impose speed limits for bicyclists on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right. City officials in San Francisco want to impose speed limits for bicyclists on the Golden Gate Bridge. I want you to highlight your caption. Now, the good thing about the stretch article is that we get more information and we have more details about what's happening at the Golden Gate Bridge. What I want you to do is label your paragraph so we can have a discussion and then we can find those details for the main idea. Label your paragraphs in your stretch article and let me know how many you have. You got 13 paragraphs? I'm pretty sure everyone got 13. 13? Okay. As you can see, when we're using the stretch article, we are going to have more information, which is really good because that means that next time that we have to talk about bikers and we have another Achieve article, we have more background knowledge. Right. What we're going to do is that I'm going to read the paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I want you to pay attention to what will be the main idea and 3 details that support our main idea. Don't forget, details are, what are details, Christopher? You told us what are details. What details are? Sentences that tell us the main idea. Okay, so follow me with your eyes. I'm going to start on paragraph 1. San Francisco, California. Officials want to impose speed limits on bicycles crossing the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. Cycling activists are criticizing the plan, but supporters said that putting the brakes on bikes will increase safety. Okay? What I want you to highlight in your paragraph, in your first paragraph, is the first sentence. Officials want to impose speed limits on bicycles crossing the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Now, if we look at the anchor chart that we studied all this week, it says that one of the ways to find the main idea is look at the title, right? We already look at the title. It says leaders to bikers, slow down. And then it says look at the pictures. We got our clues from the pictures. Look at the first and last sentence. We're looking at the first sentence. Is this a good sentence that is explaining the main idea? Officials want to impose a speed limit on bicycles crossing the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco? Okay. We're going to keep reading, and we're going to find if the first sentence is actually a good sentence for the main idea. Okay? Number 2, paragraph 2 says, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is a world-famous landmark. It was completed in 1937. At that time, it was the largest suspension bridge in the world. The Golden Gate is considered one of the greatest engineering feats on the 20th century. Thousands of residents, business, commuters, and tourists cross the bridge every day. Hundreds of them do so by bicycle. This paragraph is talking mostly about what? What is this paragraph? The Golden Gate Bridge, okay? So with your pencil, I want you to put on paragraph 2, Golden Gate Bridge. Those are going to be the clues that are going to help us remember what is information on paragraph 2, okay? On paragraph 2, don't forget we're doing paragraph 2. We're going to put Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to write down Golden Gate Bridge. What I want you to do right now is that we're going to analyze. We're going to study the information that we have so far on our graphic organizer. I want you to pull out your graphic organizer and write the title of this article. Leaders to bikers, slow down. Now, we got a little bit of information from what we read. If we have to decide on a word, the topic of this of our stretch article, which one will be the best word that is going to describe what the article is about? Christopher?
Bikers.
Do you agree with Christopher? Bikers? What about accidents? Can we put accidents? Don't forget the difference between the topic and the main sentence. The main idea, it's that the topic is just one word. Okay? Now, let's go to the main idea. Yes.
Leaders want to put speed limit.
Leaders want to put speed limits. Good. Now, if we look at, remember that I told you highlight the first sentence in your paragraph? Does that look like a good sentence for a main idea? Officials want to impose speed limits on bicycles crossing the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Is that a good sentence for the main idea?
Yes.
Yes. What we're going to do is that if you think about it, the first sentence, it's just exactly the same as what? Officials want to impose or they want to force speed limits on bicycles crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. It is exactly like the title. And we're actually looking that to get the main idea, we need to look at the title, we need to look at the picture, and then we need to look at the first and sometimes the last sentence. So the first sentence seems like the main idea, right? We can put the first sentence as the main idea. So let's write officials, which is a synonym for leaders. So we need to put that because it's part of our title again. I do look at their annotations and even the graphic organizer that I pull from Achieve, and I modify according to the needs of my students because that will give me an opportunity to later on reinforce the skill that they missed that day with another Achieve article. Let's read our paragraph 3. Okay, and I want you to find a detail in paragraph 3. Remember that your detail had to explain the main idea. Try to find a sentence in paragraph 3 that is actually going to support the detail. Yes, did you find one?
Yes. It says biking across the bridge, however, the facilities often block the bridge in other times.
Okay, let's look at what Aaron said. Aaron said, I'm on paragraph 3. Biking across the bridge, however, can be hazardous. Bicyclists often block the bridge narrow path. Does that seem like a good detail? Yes, because it's supporting the main idea. We're talking about speed limits. All right, so but let's put the first sentence that Aaron told us on paragraph 3 as our first detail. We use a tracker for them to see how they are growing throughout the year. They analyze the data. We usually hold monthly conferences when we speak about their new level and what is the new goal that they are gonna pursue for them to increase that Lexa. When they see that graph and they see that the graph is increasing, they know that they are actually enjoying what they are reading and they are targeting the skills. They are selecting the proper answers in their article. How many points you grew in English and Spanish? Okay, so everyone has their card. Yes.
I grew in English. I grew 60 points. In Spanish, I grew 100 points.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our Achieve Well and we're gonna move our Pokeballs in English and Spanish. All right. What we're gonna do right now is that with the new points that you grew in your Lexile, we're gonna move your Pokeballs in English and your Pokeballs in Spanish. Remember that the red is for Spanish and the blue is for English. At 1, we're already 210. We're gonna move you all the way to 100 coin more. So you're gonna be at 100. You're gonna be at 200, and you're gonna be at 200, so you're gonna be right here. It's gonna be your 100. Good job. Give me 5. Very good job. Give me 5. In our classroom, our students are accountable of their own learning, and one of the things that I like about Achieve is that it gives them the opportunity to have an input in their learning, search for their answers, and when they know that they are successful applying all these reading strategies, they feel pride when they pass an activity, and they know that they will. After all, it's going to be what they are learning. Their Lexile is going to go up. And students are responsible for those steps. It will take time. It will take time, but they know that they are the ones that need to improve their Lexile level. We have students that love the article because the new information that they have, and it's connected to real world themes.
I use my imagination that I was there, and I would follow the signs, and I would tell everybody that it's important to follow signs because you can get in big trouble.
Because when I read, it makes me learn about stuff that's fun.
Also, we have students that they know how to answer questions. They could give the explanation of their thoughts when choosing an answer. We have students that love the poll question because that's the time where they have a saying in their learning.
One time I did a article named "A Dancer's Dream," and it's about a ballerina, and I got a 100 because I really like ballerinas. I think this is a great way to learn because we can learn more and we can get better at reading.